Did you know a staggering 79% of people openly admit to multitasking during online presentations? This is a stark reality that every modern speaker must confront. While you are sharing your carefully prepared insights, a significant portion of your audience is simultaneously checking their email, scrolling through their social media feeds, watching another video on a separate screen. This pervasive digital distraction has fundamentally changed the landscape of communication. It means that simply showing up with information is no longer sufficient. Your presentation must be an experience, a planned journey designed not just to inform, but to actively seize and hold the wandering attention of your audience from the very first moment to the last. The challenge, therefore, is not merely to present, but to connect. In this environment of divided focus, a good presentation is built upon two equally vital pillars: compelling content. The foundation of any memorable presentation is a single, clear main idea. Before you create a single slide or write a single word of your script, be able to state your core message in one concise, powerful sentence. This act of distillation forces you to focus. It prevents the common pitfall of trying to cover too much ground. Remember, your goal is not to unload every piece of information you know. Your goal is to impart understanding and inspire action. To achieve this, you must limit your scope. Select just one or two of your strongest, most resonant points. Build your entire presentation around them, using them as anchors for your narrative. Once you have your core message, bring it to life with compelling stories and with concrete examples. Abstract concepts are difficult for the human brain to process and retain. Stories, on the other hand, are sticky. They create emotional connections and make complex ideas relatable. Use a well-chosen anecdote or show a real-world case study. That will illustrate your point far more effectively than a list of dry facts. For positive announcements or straightforward information, use direct order. State your conclusion first, then provide the supporting details. For persuasive arguments or challenging news, use an indirect order. Build the case first, then reveal the main point. Crucially, you must know your audience. This is not a suggestion, it is a command. Who will be in the room or on the call? Small groups invite conversation. Large audiences require energy and strong visuals. Virtual participants need clear audio, simplicity, and short segments. Every effective presentation, regardless of its length or topic, follows a simple, timeless structure with three distinct parts: the introduction, the body, the close. Think of it as telling a story. You need a compelling beginning to hook your listener, a well-developed middle to share the details, and a satisfying end to leave a lasting impression. The introduction is your first and best chance to capture attention. Don't waste it with a meek hello and a shuffle of your notes. Start with a surprising statistic. Start with a provocative question. Start with a brief, compelling story. Once you have their attention, clearly state who you are. Provide a quick preview of your agenda. And, most importantly, explain why this topic matters to them. The body is where you deliver on your promise. Share your main points in a logical sequence. Support with clear examples, relevant data, or illustrative anecdotes. Each point should flow logically to the next, creating a coherent and persuasive narrative. The close is what your audience remembers most. Briefly restate your main idea, then land a powerful final line, a quote, or a clear call to action. Visit a website, try a new technique, or simply think about an issue differently. Your slides are not your script. Let that idea sink in. They are a visual aid meant to support your spoken words, not replace them. The biggest mistake presenters make is cramming their slides full of dense text. Marketing, bad slide with too much text. Side by side with a good slide showing one key idea and a strong visual, effectively turning their presentation into a reading exercise. This forces the audience to choose between reading your slides and listening to you, and they cannot do both effectively. Your slides should serve as a guidepost, a visual anchor that reinforces your key ideas. Use short, punchy bullet points, not full sentences or paragraphs. One idea per slide is a good rule of thumb. Once your content is planned and your slides are designed, the focus shifts to the most human element of your presentation, your delivery. The most effective speakers do not read their slides or a lengthy script. Instead, they speak from brief, well-organized notes. This allows them to maintain eye contact, sound more natural, and adapt to the energy of the room. Your notes should contain only keywords, key phrases, and data points, just enough to jog your memory and keep you on track. It makes you appear more confident and credible. Technical proficiency is non-negotiable. Arrive early and familiarize yourself with the equipment. Know how to connect your laptop, operate the projector, use the microphone, and test your slides to ensure they display correctly. Always have a backup plan. If tech fails or internet drops, have a USB copy and be ready to deliver without slides. Your nonverbal signals communicate volumes, posture, gestures, facial expressions. Stand tall. Use open gestures. Match your expression to the moment. Scan the room and make brief connections with different people. To elevate your delivery, master the 5 Ps. Pace. Vary speed to maintain interest. Pause. Create emphasis. Pitch. Avoid monotone. Personality. Be authentic and engaging. Projection. Speak clearly and loudly enough. Presentation anxiety is incredibly common. Even the most seasoned speakers feel a flutter of nerves. The key is not to eliminate it, but to manage it. Preparation is your best defense. The more you practice, the more confident you become. Spend time in the space. Before you start, take a few slow, deep breaths to calm your nervous system. Abandon the quest for perfection. If you stumble, pause, smile, and keep going. The audience is on your side. Memorize your opening line. It helps you launch with confidence and build momentum. Visualize a successful outcome. Reframe nerves not as fear, but as excitement to share your message. Treat Q&A as integral. Invite questions. Listen without interrupting. Repeat or paraphrase for the room. Respond concisely. If you don't know, say so and follow up. Online, be more explicit. Use polls, ask for chat replies, or breakouts. Pause to ask, does that make sense? And any questions so far? Turn a one-way broadcast into a two-way conversation. As we conclude, let us return to the central idea. A successful presentation is born from the marriage of well-structured content and dynamic delivery. Record yourself. Notice filler words, energy drops, awkward gestures. Make targeted adjustments and share for feedback. Practice, review, refinement. That loop creates polished prose. The success of your presentation will be judged not by the knowledge you send, but by what the listener receives. Lily Walters, closing. Now go. Make your next presentation count.